Hey y'all, I wanted to make a short video on something that's been on my mind. I think for anyone that's in their 20s, anyone who is just kind of getting out of college, or maybe you didn't go to college and you're trying to figure out the next move in your life, that your 20s is a really, really interesting and really pivotal point in your life. And like I graduated a year ago, and if you asked me 5 years ago what I wanted to do, it's certainly not anywhere near what I'm doing now. I really thought I would either go into hotel management, into hospitality, or I would study anthropology and archaeology. And they're kind of on two very different spectrums. And what happened was that I ended up discovering a passion in projection design and just art and art making in general. And it's been fantastic. I don't think I ever questioned it. I think I had a moment where I was like, do I pursue a double major in film and theater? Is it wise to major in the arts? But it was just kind of momentary. It always felt like the right thing to do. And I'm very much that kind of person. The moment when something doesn't feel right, I make a change immediately, or I make a decision. I'm not the kind of person that kind of hangs on tight and sticks around and says, oh, maybe things will change. I try to create the action for myself, whether that's the first week at a new job and I think, oh, I don't think this is for me. A lot of people, and I'm thinking of a specific job in particular that I won't mention here, but a lot of people told me, oh, it's because you're working and it's a new environment, new experience. Just stick around, like hang on. And no, I don't want to hang on. I really value my happiness, and the moment something doesn't feel right, I need to start thinking of something else. So I'm very much that kind of person that follow my instincts. I don't think we have time to waste on not being happy. Where am I going with this? Where I'm going with this is to say that I think I'm a person that learns a lot when I talk to other people. Helps me externalize my own thoughts and ideas, but also to hear other people's perspectives and narratives is always really interesting and really eye-opening for me. And I've come to kind of see that there's two kinds of people that I surround myself with. And that is my really, really close friends, the ones who have a tremendous amount of energy, really passionate, really creative, really wonderful people. But those are, it's just a handful of people. The other group make up the majority, I guess, of my friend group or my life. And that's the people that you engage with, the people that I've known for many years maybe. And they are close, but not in the same capacity as this other handful of people that I hold very close to me. So this group in general, I've noticed that when I kind of share with them the things that I'm thinking about or going through, or kind of what the next steps for me in my career, or the ideas that I have in terms of creating something, or even like my beliefs on like gender, sexuality, relationships, that these people try to impose a cookie cutter template on what life should be. And it makes me really frustrated, to be honest, because it means they're not listening. They're hearing what I'm saying, but they're not listening to what I'm saying. And they're not acknowledging that I'm a different person. And I think what they say comes from a really good place. I think, a lot of people will try to give you advice in life based on their own personal experiences. But sometimes you have to take it with a grain of salt. I think we're all different. We're all in different stages of our life. We're all completely unique. And following this kind of cookie cutter template on life isn't always the answer. So if you feel that, people are giving you advice to stay in your comfort zone or not take any risks, or are even putting you down or making you feel insecure, that's already like a red flag for me. I think it's a red flag in a kind of good way, that you, from hearing this, like I don't know, but I sometimes hear opinions that make me very angry, and then that makes me realize my own convictions and my own beliefs and what I hold dear and true, while still acknowledging that we come from different places, different times in our life. So if you're, I graduated a year ago and I still have a lot of friends in college and are about to graduate. So I think this is mainly for you guys, that if you're at a point in your life where you're trying to figure out the next move and it's scary, it's risky. Not all of us have the privilege to kind of be like, oh, I'm going to take this risk, and if I fall, it's okay, I have something to fall back on. Not everyone has something to fall back on. But if you're at a point in your life where you're trying to decide what is your next move, I suggest you think about the ideal situation for yourself. What is maybe the ideal place you'd like to live in? What ideally would you like to be doing? And maybe it's vague. Maybe it's the concept of something rather than something specific, or maybe it is something specific. Have that in mind. Have that as a goal in the back of your mind. Have that kind of in your imagination, in your dreams, and start thinking about the ways in which you can create actions for yourself in order to work towards that dream. Because I really believe that dreams can come true, and I really believe that sometimes, sometimes the universe tries to give you a helping hand, or sometimes you have a plan in mind and stuff doesn't always work out, but maybe that's because there's something else better out there for you. So I say, especially if you're a creative soul, and you're kind of being put down by everyone who isn't creative and doesn't understand the frustrations of life, but they're coming from a good place. Take it with a grain of salt and figure out what works best for you. Yeah. I hope that was helpful. It's kind of something that's been on my mind, and I really wanted to talk about this idea of not conforming to a cookie cutter template, because we are all unique and we are all different. I think a lot of this also comes from social media pressure, like we see people living their life in a certain way, and we try to mimic that. And it's okay to have heroes and goals and aspirations, but understand that you are on your own timeline, and you are your own person, and you don't need to follow someone else's footsteps. You can create your own path. So yeah, I hope that was helpful. Click a like on the video. Actually, I don't care about that stuff. Like, if this is helpful, I'm super glad it was for you. And drop a comment or send me a message through Instagram. I'll put my handle if you ever want to talk about stuff like this. So yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day.